So this is the third game in 7 days, 6 or 7 days, and it's always a difficult task when you just have the 2 days turnaround. As I said before, the only good thing is that we are not in classes right now, so our guys have been able to get a little bit more rest and going to classes. But another challenge, another very different. We went from a Northwestern challenge, which is extremely unique. The way Iowa played us, they came out pressing us right away. Now we're going to go into make it like almost like a Wisconsin type of prep as far as what they do defensively. Very containing, going to make us make tough twos, get out on us pretty good. And so we got to just, the young men are just, I'm sure when they're in high school and they're in prep school, they're not seeing this diversity. And this is the most diversity I've probably seen in this league since I've been here. So we got to adjust again to a different team. So this team is playing pretty well. I mean, they've lost their first 2 games in the league. One at Ohio State, where probably a lot of teams are going to have a lot of problems. But Wisconsin was a very close game, and they can score the ball. They have 3 guys really scoring the ball well, but they're looking to shorten games, stay in a game, and they can beat you if you are not on your game.
Does it cause any maybe frustration or anything with younger guys when Nebraska's going to want to slow down the pace and make you guys play it not the way you're used to?
I think that that's part of basketball. You got to be able to adjust and not get frustrated, because they're not the only ones that are going to do this either in this league or in the country. So you have to, no matter who they're playing, they're going to minimize possessions for both teams. And that maximizes some teams' chances to win, they believe. So we have when you're in transition period, and even right now with some teams we may play, we might want to limit possessions, and if that's a strategy they use again, then we have to adapt.
You talked about the intelligence of this team. Is that helping in these back-to-backs and switching?
Yeah, I've really been the way they picked up the differences in the Iowa and Northwestern prep. I was impressed with it. I mean, you didn't see it in the first few minutes, but it was they were doing what they did well. But once we adjusted to it, they are just looking at their eyes and their focus in practice. They're trying the best that they can, and I don't read anything other than, I'm getting there, and some are getting there quicker than others. And truthfully, you never get there. I mean, the NBA still doesn't get there. You just keep working and try to minimize your mistakes.
Is Trey better at that this year than he was last
year?
Oh yeah,
and that's very natural. That's very natural. The difference is that last year he had Stu and Zach pulling him along like crazy, and that really helped. Now he's got not only focusing on what he can do better, but he's pulling guys with him. So that's all good, because that adds to our chemistry.
What's the difference or the balance between trying to rebound and get it out on transition but not forcing tempo too much?
Well, I think that we want to get it down there as quickly as we can before. That's the best time to attack people, is in transition. So I don't think there is, as long as you value your possession. I thought we ran really well with only 6 turnovers. That's the downside. You have more possessions, you could have more turnovers. The faster you run, the more careless you could be. We were pretty good at that the other day, so I think we still want to run hard every time. It's certainly if people put 5 guys back, that's a little bit harder to run on, but you still can run on.
Seems like Glenn, for a freshman, really lets the game come to him. He's not forcing shots. I mean, is that sort of the situation he's been put in, or is it?
No, that's the way he's been since the day that he got here. He's I mean, there were we were talking about today, there were some scrimmages earlier in the year, just inter-squad scrimmages. You might not take a shot in those. Things where he just waits for the game to come to him and picks his spot.
I know you have so many options on this team, but are there times where you maybe want him to be more assertive at this point?
There's been times we want him to be more, but I think he's been really, lately, I think he's picked and his options very well of what's best for him. But he's a team guy, 100%. And not that guys that may be a little thirsty aren't team guys. He just is really understands his role on the team and plays it extremely well.